Well, there are 5 basic reasons, fundamental reasons why we must tell stories for business development. The first is it's a feature of how our brains work. The cerebral cortex in 2 halves is 80% of our brain volume, and it's doing one function. It's memorizing sequences in our environment, both our internal body environment and the external environment, so that it can predict what's going to happen next. And your brain was probably predicting I was going to say the word next before I said it. So we have a memory sequence prediction organ. Yeah, there are 3 fundamental problems in business development. These are universal for every business. The first problem is, how do I connect with a future client? How do I actually make that connection so that they trust me and respect me and we can have a fruitful exchange? The second problem is, how do I change that future client from doing whatever they were doing to this new course of action that includes doing business with us? What can go wrong? To appreciate what can go wrong, it's important to understand the 5 things that must be in a story for it to be a compelling story. The first I already mentioned. By definition, a story is a sequence of related events. If it's not a sequence of related events, it's not a story. As an interesting exercise, you could just type "our story" in Google and go to any number of companies that say this is our story, and 90% of the time, it's not a story. They'll say we were founded in 1990, for example. Good, that's an event. And we're the largest company in this field. That's not an event, that's a claim. And we're in Sydney, Melbourne, and Perth. That's not an event, that's facts. So they said story, but it's not a story. So that's the first, and I would say most common way to fail is you think you're telling a story and you're not, because it's not a sequence of related events. That's what I've been working on over the last 4 years consulting, is to develop a process to really systemize storytelling in the organizations that I work with. What I've found works best is to start with helping that organization find 2 or 3 seed stories, 2 or 3 really good initial stories. And I do that with them. I research with them, usually with the founder of the company or the CEO. And what we're doing is firstly building the company story. And if the founder is still with the company, that personal story as well, or the personal story of the most important person in the company, whether that's the managing director or the CEO.